and then accidentally end up saying I want to come to Dal, and
Right.
that's the worst thing you can imagine happening in an interview. So we're just trying to take it into.
I made a little spreadsheet here, and basically my formula is comprehensive care, location. Today is Monday, the first week of CARMs. My friend Neil, which you saw in the previous clip, just had an interview earlier this morning and it went pretty well. There's some challenging questions, he said. But my first interview is gonna be this Friday, and then I'm gonna have an interview Friday, Saturday, then the Monday, Tuesday, and then 2 on Wednesday. So I have a total of 6 interviews. I've applied to all the Ontario family medicine programs and got interviews in all of them. So it would be good to just get, reps in. I have one particular school, actually top two schools and locations that I really want. Maybe what I'll do is write down a little prediction of what I'll get and see if I can predict the outcome. Right now, I'm just here at my studio, got a laptop here. I'm gonna start preparing, just practicing answering some questions, some of the most common questions. And then Neil and I are gonna jump on another call and practice. We just ask each other questions.
You ask a lot of questions, don't you?
And then just work with each other and try to come up with certain answers, and that's been very helpful. I don't feel too stressed for the interview right now.
You look a little stressed.
Oh, I'm stressed.
I know it will be a little bit of stressful in the moment, but our school did a mock interview a couple weeks ago with me and I felt pretty good. They asked some straightforward questions, but I'll tell you this, if you are preparing for an interview, always know that there will be a curveball. There's never like an easy or perfect interview. There's always gonna be one question that makes you sweat. And you gotta think on the spot. You gotta think of a story. You might have to tweak something so it fits. I'm not saying lying, but you gotta tweak it. And this is something that everybody knows about, every resident, every doctor. They know that you're not gonna have the best answer for every question, but they do wanna see if you can dig a little and share your experience or provide a reasonable answer to an ethical scenario. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some preparation right now. I have today and the next couple of days until Friday to prepare and hone in my skills. So I don't want to go to waste, but today was kind of a day off, went hiking with Nala and Jess, because you also do have to enjoy your time off and not working. So what is one healthcare issue you feel personally passionate about? Describe a program you would start to alleviate this issue.
Yeah, very good question. So I think more individuals can come together and collaborate in order to.
All right, it's the next day. I have a tendency to kind of procrastinate in the morning. I've been doing a lot of different things and got distracted. Jess and I planning a trip for May already, and I got distracted in one of those Insta360 Go cameras, not the Go ones, the 360. Anyways, it's 11:58 and I haven't done any interview prep. It's Tuesday, and my interview is Friday, so I need to get practicing. I just got some emails from the schools. They're like, okay, this is the time that your interview is at. There's gonna be 4 stations, 10 minutes each at 40 minutes. As soon as the timer goes off or whatever, then you go on to the next. And that gets my heart going. I'm like, oh, this is like an OSCE almost. Now I hear that the interviews are pretty chill. They honestly just want to get to know you, but in the moment when they're asking you questions and you want to do your best to answer and hit all the points, sometimes it's an ethical scenario or you don't know the answer and you kind of have to make something on the spot. That's challenging regardless of the intention of the interviewer. So I really have to do some practice right now, just myself, and then later on my friend Neil, we're gonna practice again. All right, so I have some emails here. I'm gonna close them down, open up here a stopwatch and review some of the common questions and then practice some of the ones that I feel less confident in. So my glasses just started falling apart. There's a little screw that holds the frame together, and the other part that's underneath is just disappeared. I went to put on my glasses and looked like that. So This is kind of an emergency because if I can't see, it kind of throws the rest of my day off. So I'm gonna go into it. I called the store to go fix it. This is an example of roughly what my vision looks like. Very blurry. So that's kind of a bummer, but better it happened now than happened in the interview. That would be interesting. I'm trying to figure out my setup for the interview. I don't want to make it too fancy. Like I have a camera, I have the fancy microphones right here. But the more technology you introduce, the more room for error. And I'm not going to be graded on the quality of video or audio. I'm going to be judged by the quality of my answers and character. So right now, I got the zoom here just to kind of figure out how I'm going to set it up. I think I'm going to take this camera that I'm holding right there, and I'm going to place it right behind my laptop with a stand that I have. I have a light off to the side here, and then I'm going to have another light similar to that one. I have to bring it out. That way I can at least set up this camera and it'll be higher quality because the laptop camera isn't the best. And we'll see how it goes. I'll do a couple practice runs of rehearsing some of my answers. I'll put you back here. Alright, so after playing around with the camera, I had it up here and seen on the screen. I decided to keep it simple and just put my laptop on a shoebox to raise it up because I want to be standing because you feel better, you project better when you're standing. But yeah, I've learned through podcasting that the camera and using fancy technology is not always successful, and sometimes you have to troubleshoot. But on a podcast, you can pause and restart. In an interview, it just makes you stumble and messes you up, and I don't want to have anything. I want to remove any chances of error. Okay, so if you got fancy stuff, put it aside. Focus on the content. I almost forgot to bring you along. I'm forgetting to record the rest of my day because usually I record the vlogs at school or the hospital. So I'm gonna work out, take a quick break. I ate a sandwich for lunch, and Nala came back from her walk with Jess. She's a little tired. Had to give her a little bit of a bath and clean her legs because she was out and got dirty. Right, you don't know, Nobia? Yeah. Yo, what's that? It's the mic. It's the mic. All right, so I'm just gonna work out. I have some elastic bands, some rubber bands that I like to work out with. I should do something quick, get the body moving. And I'm gonna do some push-ups and squats. And then Neil and I are gonna get together on Zoom and do some more practice questions. So let's go. One thing that I have heard from classmates that have already done their interviews with family medicine is that a lot of the interviewers, or all of them so far, have been very friendly. So that's nice because in family medicine, they have to churn out a lot of interviews. There's like hundreds of people being interviewed. So they kind of want to get through. They want to get to know you, ask some common questions, see if you have experiences and can sell yourself. And then they're on to the next. So hopefully mine will be smooth. All right, so I have a sauna. It's right now 102 degrees Fahrenheit. It's gonna go up to 120. This is a little steamer. It's foggy in here, steamy. If I open this up, there it is, a little bit of steam coming out. It's nice and warm. Just finished working out, so I'm gonna change, get in the sauna for about 10-15 minutes, and it gets really hot in there. Then I'm ready to do some interview prep with Neil. I got this sauna in December, and I've been using it almost daily because of the cardiovascular benefits. One, and the other is it helps you sleep. It's just amazing. It's like your own little spa in your room. Look, it's in the corner. It's in the corner of my studio. It's really messy, but this is the... Alright, finished sauna, showered, changed, got the fan going on to dry the sauna, and Neil and I are going to practice, and I assume Neil's already in my Zencaster room. It's where I podcast, so let's see if I click here. right now it is Thursday, the day before my very first residency interview. And what am I doing? I've done some prep. I worked on the lighting, the positioning of my laptop. I'll show you that. Right now I'm actually making an espresso. So I have it here. Got here a Starbucks espresso. Gifted that, and Nala is barking. Nala? What are you doing? She's always guilty when she barks. She knows she shouldn't be barking. Yeah, you probably saw somebody in the street. Alright, back to me. Don't take all the attention. So I'm making an espresso. Neil and I are gonna get back to practicing. I'm also cooking up some bacon. I just finished separating some ingredients so that Jess and I can make some natural sun lotion or sunscreen. I'll show you here. So we have about 3 ounces of olive oil. We have 2 ounces of rendered beef tallow, which is fat. We have beeswax. Well, that's a tallow. This is coconut oil, and then this is zinc oxide. So we're gonna mix all that together. And then we have a very minimal ingredient sunscreen that we're gonna use. So that's it. Just wanted to update you, and Neil and I are gonna start practicing. I am kind of nervous. Well, obviously I'm nervous for an interview, but I think that once the lights are on, the camera is on, and they say action, I'll be able to put on my best performance. Usually that's the case. I do feel a little anxious about if they ask questions that I'm not really prepared for and I have to think about it on the spot. That's always a little nerve-wracking, but I feel like I've covered enough stories that I should be ready to deal with any questions that throw my way. Something else that I forgot to mention, we're a little zoomed in here, is that during my medical school interviews before, I created a meditation worship song playlist, and so I still have that very same playlist with a couple of other songs, and my favorite song to listen to get me in the space of just feeling thankful, grateful, and not fearful is reminding myself of where I've been and where God's taken me. And so the song is Do It Again by Elevation Worship. Highly encourage you guys who are preparing for anything that's stressful, have a playlist, your go-to playlist, so that you can get in the right mindset, so you feel like you're in control, or that it's not up to you, that you're not in control, but you feel at peace with whatever the outcome is, and that you can just focus on doing your best. You're not really attached to the result. And so this playlist really gets me in that mindset.
Like leadership and collaboration, which is key to internal medicine, and finally teaching.
Yeah, sounds like a good option.
Yo, are you planning to go to the grad ball?
Yes.
My local hospital. And I was inspired to see the dialogue between patients and physicians, and not about teaching and giving back to the next generation of learners. I have in medical school led many clinical.
All right, today is the day. Today is my first interview, my first date with the school that could potentially accept me as a resident, or that I could accept them. I'm dressing up a little spiffy, I feel. This is actually what I wore to my wedding. So it is a suit where I committed to my wife. It is a suit that I'm going to commit to my school or my career. It's 8:28 and the interview's at 9. I have to log in 5 minutes before. So the nerves are slowly increasing. My hands are a little bit cold, and we'll see how it goes. I think that once we start, I take a deep breath and we answer the first question, then hopefully it'll go smoothly. But I am still kind of weary that they might throw some type of question I'm not prepared for, and that'll make me very nervous. But that's like with any interview. So right now, I look good, I feel good. I'm wearing just like track pants underneath, and then I have good lighting set up. I have like 4 lights that are going to be on, and I have some prompts here to guide my thoughts for stories. So I'll let you guys know how this interview goes after, just kind of general details. I can't say specifics, but I'll tell you how I feel, and then we'll go from there. I'm actually going to practice right now so I can see. I was born in Brazil in a cattle ranching state as a fun fact, and moved to with my family. I'm already stumbling. Yeah, I'd love to tell about myself. All right, y'all, finished my interview, and it went by pretty quick. I think I was asked six questions or so. There were 2 or 3 where I fumbled it, 2 where I might have been able to get some points on. There's 1 where I was like, just trouble coming up with an answer on the spot. And I was like, I'm sorry. And I tried to recover, but I don't think I would have gotten any points there. Just no ideas were communicated in a concise or fluent manner. My brain was short-circuiting. Anyways, that was the first interview. I'm going to continue preparing, so I'm going to take a break and exercise, and then tomorrow I have an interview with McMaster, so hopefully I can learn from my mistakes today and improve for tomorrow.